The revolutionary power of healing, why transformation has no expiration date. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. I want to begin by sharing something truly extraordinary with you. Recently, I had the privilege of interviewing Lakeisha Walters, a woman whose journey doesn't just inspire, it shatters every limitation we've been taught to accept about healing and transformation. Lakeisha's evolution from spiritual life coach to cosmetology instructor to professional model isn't just impressive, it's revolutionary. Her work has touched thousands of lives, creating ripples of possibility for women who have been told their time for reinvention had passed. What makes Lakeisha's impact so profound is her unflinching courage to stand in her truth and show others how to reclaim theirs. Her story illuminates a truth that many of us desperately need to hear. Healing isn't just about returning to who we were before pain. It's about evolving into someone even more powerful, more authentic, more aligned with our deepest purpose. We live in a culture obsessed with efficiency, with productivity, with the relentless pursuit of more achievements, more resilience, more strength. We wear our exhaustion like badges of honor. We celebrate the grind. We glorify the hustle. But what if this fundamental assumption, this bedrock belief that drives so much of our behavior, is deeply, dangerously flawed? What if, contrary to everything we've been taught, the path to our greatest power isn't through constant striving, but through intentional healing? This is the disruptive idea I want to explore with you today, that our culture's fixation on pushing through actually prevents the very transformation we seek. That in our rush to appear strong, we forfeit the opportunity to become truly powerful. Let me be clear about something. This isn't just philosophical musing. The consequences of our collective avoidance of healing are measurable and devastating. Studies consistently show rising rates of burnout, particularly among women, and even more acutely among Black women. The American Psychological Association reports that women who consistently suppress emotional needs are 70% more likely to experience depression and anxiety disorders. But here's where it gets interesting and where the real revolution begins. When we examine communities where healing is prioritized, we see something remarkable happening. Consider Delilah Antoinette, founder of Black Girls Healing House. In a world that told Black women they had to be strong all the time, Antoinette dared to create something different. She faced significant challenges: cultural stigmas around spirituality outside traditional norms, statements like, Black folks don't do yoga, plus the societal pressure for Black women to always appear strong. These weren't just minor obstacles, they were deeply entrenched beliefs designed to keep women, especially Black women, from claiming space for their healing. But Antoinette refused to accept these limitations. She created an inclusive platform offering spiritual classes and wellness resources designed by and for Black women. The results? Transformative. Members report feeling empowered to discover their own brand of femininity, to heal more softly, to receive support without judgment, and perhaps most importantly, to know they are not alone. What Antoinette understood was profound. Mainstream wellness space rarely reflected the experience of Black women seeking spiritual growth beyond church walls. By building a robust online community with free and affordable services focused on meditation, astrology, and mindfulness, she's helped shift cultural narratives around healing within the Black community, reduce stigma, and inspired other entrepreneurs in holistic health. This isn't just about creating another wellness brand. This is about dismantling systems that have kept entire communities from accessing healing. And Antoinette isn't alone in this revolution. Consider Sade Ogunsola, founder of Meshed Earth Wellness brand. Ogunsola confronted a significant problem. Mainstream natural wellness often excludes people of color due to lack of representation in culturally relevant products and services. Her response wasn't to simply fit into existing structures, it was to create something entirely new. She launched an inclusive product line rooted in ancestral herbal wisdom while providing education on holistic self care practices specific to diverse needs. The outcome has been remarkable: rapid growth among customers seeking authenticity and positive feedback from clients who felt seen and heard in spaces where they were previously overlooked. What makes Ogunsola's journey particularly powerful is that it emerged from her personal struggle navigating predominantly white wellness industries while searching for remedies meaningful within her own heritage. She's now developed signature blends and products featured at major events and partnerships with other BIPOC owned businesses, expanding visibility and inclusion within holistic health markets and inspiring aspiring entrepreneurs from similar backgrounds. These stories reveal a profound truth. Healing isn't just a personal journey, it can become a catalyst for community transformation. When we heal, we create ripple effects that extend far beyond our individual experience. But here's where many of us get stuck. We've internalized the belief that transformation has an expiration date, that after a certain age or after certain experiences, we're somehow disqualified from radical reinvention. This brings me to our second key insight from Lakeisha Walters. Reinvention has no age limit, no matter what stage of life you're in or how many setbacks you faced, losses, divorce, self doubt. You can always choose to reclaim your narrative and pursue new dreams. Consider Koya Webb, an internationally known holistic well being entrepreneur who uses her platforms and business Get Loved Up Academy to inspire sustainable life change among professionals, particularly people of color, in spirituality and wellness sectors. Webb faced significant skepticism regarding non traditional career paths and pressure as one of few visible Black leaders in global yoga and wellness circuits. Her approach wasn't to diminish her vision to fit into existing paradigms. Instead, she leveraged social media storytelling, authored books, and hosted retreats centering intersectional identities while prioritizing mentorship and coaching programs designed especially for emerging BIPOC leaders. The result has been building a loyal following among professionals seeking both business acumen and spiritual alignment. Webb's early experiences overcoming injury and self doubt informed her commitment not just to physical health, but also emotional and spiritual resilience. Now recognized globally as a top influencer and speaker bridging entrepreneurship with mindful living, she's helped normalize conversations about vulnerability and self care amongst high achieving professionals across industries. What these stories reveal is that transformation isn't just possible at any age, it's often more powerful when it comes after significant life experience. The wisdom gained through struggle becomes the foundation for authentic leadership. This brings us to our third key insight: vulnerability leads to authentic connection. When we share our stories honestly, especially the struggles, we create space for others in our community to heal openly without shame or stigma attached. Our culture has taught us that vulnerability is weakness, that admitting pain somehow diminishes our power. But the evidence suggests exactly the opposite. Research by Dr. Brene Brown has consistently shown that vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. That our willingness to be seen fully honestly with all our imperfections is what creates the conditions for genuine connection. This is particularly relevant for high achieving women who have spent years in survival mode. Women who've led teams, raised families, held down households, carried communities, but who are now exhausted. Women who are ready to shift from constantly grinding to finally grounding in joy, peace, softness, and self prioritization. For these women, embracing vulnerability isn't just a nice idea, it's revolutionary. It's a direct challenge to the strong Black woman trope that has caused so much harm. It's permission to put down a cape, to rest without explanation, to heal without timeline. What's fascinating is how this shift from survival to softness actually enhances rather than diminishes effectiveness. When we're no longer pouring from an empty cup, our impact becomes more sustainable, our leadership more authentic, our creativity more fluid. I want to be clear about something. This isn't about rejecting strength, it's about redefining it. True strength isn't the absence of vulnerability, it's the courage to embrace it. It's not the denial of pain, it's the willingness to move through it. It's not the suppression of emotion, it's the wisdom to honor it. This redefinition is what Lakeisha Walters embodies so powerfully. Her journey reminds us that healing is a pathway to power. That true healing empowers us to rise spiritually, emotionally, and physically, not just for ourselves, but for those we are called to serve through our gifts. The implications of this shift are profound, both individually and collectively. Imagine communities where healing is normalized rather than stigmatized, where vulnerability is recognized as courage rather than weakness, where transformation is understood as an ongoing journey rather than a one time event. This vision isn't just idealistic, it's essential. In a world facing unprecedented challenges, we need leaders who are whole, not just strong. We need voices that speak from healed places, not just resilient ones. We need models of transformation that honor the full spectrum of human experience. So I challenge you today, will you join this revolution? Will you dare to prioritize healing over hustle? Will you have the courage to put down the cape of constant strength and embrace the power of authentic vulnerability? I'm not asking you to make some vague commitment to self care. I'm asking you to fundamentally disrupt how you've been taught to move through the world, to question every assumption about what makes you valuable, to reclaim every part of yourself that you've sacrificed at the altar of productivity. Starting today, not tomorrow, not when you have more time, not when it's convenient, I want you to make one radical choice toward healing. Maybe it's finally seeking therapy. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's simply giving yourself permission to rest without explanation or apology. Remember what Lakeisha Walters so powerfully demonstrates: there is no expiration date on your transformation. It is never too late to reclaim your story. Your healing isn't just about you, it's about every life you touch, every community you influence, every possibility you create when you show others what's possible. The world doesn't need more exhausted warriors pushing through pain. It needs more whole, healed revolutionaries who have the courage to transform from the inside out. It needs you. not the version of you that's been shaped by expectations and obligations, but the authentic you that emerges when you finally give yourself permission to heal. Your transformation begins now. The revolution is waiting. And it starts with a single courageous step toward healing. Thank you.